Let's unbox the Funko Soda figure of Luke Skywalker. Villa Varykino. If it's Star Wars, we collect it. Hello there, thanks for visiting Villa Varykino. I am definitely a Funko fan and I try to add as many of these Star Wars Pop vinyl figures to my collection as I can. I am also a fan of the Funko Soda range. I think it's really fun and unique, but they are a lot harder to find here in New Zealand, which is something I'm kind of sad about. So you can imagine my surprise when I stumbled across this Soda Luke Skywalker figure randomly during a bit of a toy browse today, and it was half price. I couldn't believe it. Of course, I had to grab it. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Coming up really soon, I'll of course open this can up and see which version of the figure we get. Fingers crossed, maybe we'll find a chase. But first, let's take a closer look at the unique packaging. Of course, one of the fun things about Funko's Soda range is the unique metal can packaging, which means that we can't see the figure inside. Of course, the fun part of that is because you've always got a chance to find the chase. Of course, they can't do this in quite the same manner with their standard Pop Funko line, because of course we have those clear windows. They do have chases, but not for every figure. With the Soda line, there is a chase for every design, which is really fun. You can see that mine is the international version. Of course, I am in New Zealand. It would be very hard for me to get my hands on the American versions, considering how hard it is to find the international versions here. This one has an edition size of 8,000, and we've got a nice image there of Luke Skywalker in his Bespin fatigues from The Empire Strikes Back. The packaging of this can takes color inspiration from the character, so we have the sort of tan beige color of Luke's outfit used for the branding on this particular can. On the back, we can see what the figure inside will look like, and for the chase, we get a bit of a cryptic silhouette there. I don't really know what the chase for this one will look like. I do actually have one chase figure. I don't own that many soda cans, but I have actually been extremely lucky and found one chase figure that was Princess Leia. The chase for that one was quite different to the standard version, so I'm always kind of interested to see what the chase variation will look like in terms of the variants here. Sometimes there's different paint, sometimes it's actual differences in the sculpting. As you can see, this one still has its clear plastic shrink wrap around it to avoid people opening up the can and figuring out which figure is inside. This one is still sealed. So you can see that we have Luke here from The Empire Strikes Back, but this is not the only version of Luke from Episode 5 that they have done. For a Galactic Convention 2022 exclusive, we had a sort of a comic art style of Luke Skywalker. So you can see we've got that sort of quirky vintage comic art here, where he has more blue shading and a red colored lightsaber and much more blonde hair. So if I turn this one around, you can see the differences in the figure. So this one looks like this is pretty much the same figure, just this has that sort of quirky comic color shading to it with the very blonde hair, red lightsaber, and you can sort of see the colors there as well. I think it's interesting that this one was a Galactic Convention exclusive, but the edition size was 10,000, much higher than this normal version, which only has 8,000. So very keen to open this one up, and we'll compare it to the comic version there as well. I kind of really want to see those side by side. So let's open this one up. So, of course, to open this up, I've got to cut off this clear shrink wrap around the outside first. Definitely make sure that no one's opened it up and peeked inside, because, of course, the chase figure variants are going to be worth a bit more than the standard ones. There are so many of these that I really wish I could find the chase versions of, because they do look pretty cool. So, just going to see if I can twist this one off. They are really robustly sort of sealed. There we go. That came away. And okay, so we've got the figure inside in a black plastic bag. Now, inside here, there is a cardboard disc telling you the edition size and which version you got. But I kind of just want to go straight in, keep it a little bit more of a mystery, and open up the bag before I peek inside and look at the cardboard. There's just something a little bit more fun about sort of opening it up straight like this. So, of course, we've got a black bag. And inside, we've got bubble wrap in here. Is that going to be, sometimes it's a bit stuck to the outer bag. I'm going to see, yeah, you can kind of see it's like glued to the bag. I'm going to have to cut this off, I think. all the way down. So here we go. And we can finally see the figure inside. Oh, we've got some rubber bands, very well packaged. We've got a rubber band here, kind of securing the bubble wrap around the figure. Very well secured. Of course, we've got a painted plastic figure. We don't want it really knocking against the metal sides of the can. Okay, so let's take a look out of this packaging. And there we go. Okay, so I'm fairly certain this is the standard one. If I just get that packaging out of the way, it looks like the picture as we see on the back. So I'm fairly certain now we can get to the discount. We've got sort of the character profile and the standard edition size there, 1 out of 6,700. So of course here it says 8,000. Of course the rest above 6,700 would be the chase versions. Doesn't say the odds there. I think sometimes it says, you know, X number that will be chased, but yes, so. And you can see this one also has the international symbol. I'm not sure because I've never seen the American ones, how different their edition sizes are, whether it's easier for Americans to find chase figures compared to the rest of the world. But I think he looks really cool. So as I mentioned before, I have the 2022 Galactic Convention version of Luke Skywalker. So that one was not a chase. I have it right here. So we can see these two side by side because it's kind of fun. You can see the differences in the little cardboard tokens as well. Very different. I think that's kind of fun. I do think it's funny that the convention exclusive one has a much bigger edition size. So, of course, we can see that we have pretty much the same figure, just with very different paint jobs. So I'm keen to see this one. Of course, there's something just iconic about the original sort of outfit. The comic art is fun, but it's kind of like, it's not replacing this one. It's kind of fun to have a variant, but I wouldn't choose the comic art version over this one. So you can imagine having this one for a while. I was super keen to add this one to my collection because I wanted the original Luke Skywalker with his proper colors. So I don't know what the chase one would be because I don't have it. I don't know if it was slightly different paint. I don't know if perhaps they did, you know, sort of like Bespin with his hand missing or something like that from the thing. Oh, you can kind of see his lightsaber. It looks straight from the front. I didn't notice that. It is a little bit bent in. I think possibly because we had that elastic band kind of pulling the bubble wrap around. It's possibly pulled in the lightsaber. Of course, if this one came out around the same time as this comic version, then this has probably been bubble wrapped up for 2 years, which, yeah, I'm not surprised that that is just a little bit wonky. From the front, it's not too bad. I didn't immediately notice that. We've just got a little bit of a paint fleck on there, which will probably scratch off. On the whole, the paintwork on this is pretty tidy. We've got a little bit of skin sort of paint coming up onto the hilt, and overall, not too bad. I had one which sadly had a lot of flaws, and that is the thing, of course, being a completely opaque container, you can't see the figure inside. You really can't pick and choose the paintwork like you can with pop vinyl figures. Sometimes you find ones that have serious paint flaws that you really know you don't want to choose in the store, and you can pick another one. But I think the face is really cute. He looks so serious. Good paintwork there for the face. Of course, we've got the sort of similar Funko styles with the just plain black eyes, but these ones are oval rather than those big round ones from the Pop Vinyl range. Fairly standard sort of simple pose, just holding his lightsaber there, nice and sort of close to the body. Of course, they are a lot smaller than the standard Funko Vinyls as well. I like his hair, and he is a bobblehead, which is cute. And we come with a clear base. We can see the copyright text there on the bottom. Yeah, that says 2022. So it is a little bit older, of course. And we've got the Star Wars logo across the front here as well. Kind of interesting that they've gone so different with the Pop Vinyl range. We don't have a black base. We've still got the bubbles, and of course the face style is very different. Really sort of branching out. But I like the sculpting and the details, particularly on Luke's costume here. All of these sort of little details. It all looks really tidy. The stripes on the boots, the belt, the sort of holster coming in there on the leg, all the little silver details for the sort of leather domes and hooks and belt. Very cute. Got his little blaster in his holster there as well. We can see the sort of patches, the pockets and all the sort of flaps and things like that on his Bespin fatigues. Very cute. Oh, I'm happy with this one. His lightsaber is a little bent, but I can account for that being, just being in its packaging for a while. I'm sure that will sort of slowly straighten out with time now that I have him out, because you can kind of see how this one is nice and straight. Hopefully that one will sort of work its way to a straighter shape over time. I think it's really cute. I was really hoping to find this one to add to my collection alongside the comic art version. I think they're a fantastic pair. So you can imagine my excitement finally finding him, and for half price. So excited. He looks really cute. A little bit grumpy, but then of course he's not having the greatest of time on Cloud City in The Empire Strikes Back. So the frown face does work for this particular scene. I think that's just really fun. Original kind of movie version and then comic version. You can see all of the additional sort of shading and paint work that sort of we see the detail highlighted a little bit. We can kind of see from the side, sort of the front of the hair is a separate piece glued on. You can sort of see it here. We've got a little bit of a different color here with the yellow. The color difference between here and there is much more closer. I don't think there's actually any color difference. If it is, it's really subtle. Bit more of a difference here, and we can see all the sort of the detail lines here give it a much more sort of cartoon look. And of course we've got all that black shading. I kind of like the detail showing the pockets a little bit clearly. Of course they're up against the shirt here. You can still see the sculpting, but there's just something fun about those sort of black comic lines really highlighting all the details and going all the way down to the boots. But yeah, there's just something about the colors. It's kind of supposed to be a little bit quirky and a little bit different, referencing the original comics. I think they look fantastic together. Very, very cute. So happy to have a matching set. Little bit of a shame it wasn't a chase, but out of the Funko sodas I have opened, I've only found one chase, so I'm never really not surprised when I find the standard one. And I'm always worried about that conundrum of, do you go and buy another one because you kind of want the regular version now that you've got the chase? With Pop Vinyl, it's very easy to just go and pick up another one because you can see them everywhere. Because these are so hard to find, it's hard enough finding one, let alone tracking down a second if I accidentally, by chance, actually found the chase. So there you go. A little bit of a quicker, shorter, simpler unboxing today, but I do enjoy every Star Wars collectible that I get to add to my collection, especially if it's one that I've been looking for a while. So not as complicated or expensive as some of my other collectibles, but a very cute and welcome addition to my collection. I think he's really cute. And of course, I feel like I need to have a little bit more Luke Skywalker in my collection. He is such a main character, but he doesn't get merchandise made of him as quite as often as, say, Darth Vader, Stormtroopers. Even Boba Fett gets a lot more merch despite his short time on screen in the original trilogy. I definitely want to have a few more Luke pieces, and I think this one is really cute. They look great together, don't they? So there you go. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today as I opened up another Star Wars collectible and had a lot of fun. I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon or evening wherever you are in the galaxy, and let's hang out again very soon for more Star Wars fun. May the Force be with you. If you're a Funko Soda fan, I also unboxed the Princess Leia Soda figure. That video is linked here in case you haven't already seen it, as well as a whole Funko unboxing playlist. This is the way.